would be fine if you did it, because you're, again, taking on the exact logic that we've been laying out. If you lay out 2 + 2 equals to a certain kind of person, put that on a blackboard, lock him in that blackboard room for 10 years, then he's going to walk up there with a piece of chalk and he's going to finish the problem for you.
At some point, you go forward.
It's just the logic.
Yeah, at some point. And so, do you agree with me in my initial premise here? We will approach essentially the Brandenburg test. That's the Supreme Court limitation on free speech: direct incitement, imminent incitement to violence. Like, I think we're headed there in pretty short order.
Yeah.
Like, I could see Hassan Piker saying that. And by the way, getting arrested, and then we'll have this huge free speech conversation. But like, we're not that far away from it. We're a couple of steps. We're long past the days of Johnny Carson jokes. Like, where what Jimmy Kimmel jokes is not anything what Johnny Carson would have done, right? And now, what acceptable political speech is unrecognizable even from 2008. And at this rate, it won't be long before we have somebody from the left saying, you should kill him. You know, I mean, Piker kind of said that about Senator Rick Scott. He's got a little bitty out legally on that one, but he kind of said that about Rick Scott, and we're almost there.
Well, they know that. They know that they have to tiptoe around direct incitement. But when it happens, like it did with Luigi Mangione, that is celebrating Luigi, is saying that if you do this to our true enemy, the one, again, we've been talking about for 10 years, that we will also see you as a hero. We didn't know the United Healthcare CEO. Nobody knew his name. It wasn't like broadcast everywhere, go get this guy. But when everybody celebrates the death of this guy, again, people try to paint that as like, oh, it's sort of this weird figure who, it's non-political, what's going on? But what it does is it does mainstream the idea of assassination culture. It's just, that's the way you get rid of your political enemies. And that's the way that the United Healthcare CEO thing was painted. Celebrating Hassan Piker is an example of a guy who did says like free Luigi. Bill Burr, like a guy who is for all intents and purposes a pretty mainstream comedian, jokes about the free Luigi stuff. That is as direct an incitement that can still be called, well, I'm just joking, well, I'm just talking about something that's already happened, so I can't really be saying you should go do this. Everybody can be sort of coy. They've been playing around with this game for a long time, and I don't even necessarily think that they have to say, go do this. I think that the work that they've done is insinuation for so long that people they've gotten it for a long time. They're just hoping that somebody else will do it.
Yeah. Well, you can always check him out at The Wade Show with Wade. Wade's Thoughts. Missed having him on. It's good to have him back. Let's get you on a little more frequently, Wade, whenever you're available. We appreciate having you on, man. It's always a fun conversation.
Let's do it. Happy to do it anytime. Thanks, sir.
All right, there he goes. There's Wade's Thoughts. Before we go today, I'm going to check in on the militia. I want to have Dan pull up, if you wouldn't mind, those movies from 1965 and 1995. And I just want to play that game to continue to bring this conversation full circle. But before we go, Bogey Scooter over on YouTube says, would love for you to have a super smart scientist on the show who can make or not make these connections for you. Their work is crucial to seeing the links. Well, I appreciate the make or not make. It suggests that Bogey Scooter is open to wherever that evidence leads us. He's suggesting focus on the work of those potential scientists. What's the face you're making, Patrick?
How the hell am I supposed to book the super smart scientist? I'm just going to look up the super smart scientist database?
Yeah.
It's always about you, Patrick, and your work, and your 12-hour days. And you're just now...
I'm exhausted.
Now you're mad at Bogey Scooter for making...
Come on, Bogey Scooter.
I'm exhausted. Alright, give him a name, Bogey Scooter. Give him a lead. See if he can come up with some guest. Okay, before we go today, who has it? Who has the top 10 movies from 1965 and the top 10 movies from 1995? Is it Dan or Patrick? Patrick doesn't look like he's He's exhausted. Dan looks like he has it. What do you got, Dan?
So, 1965, top 10 movies are The Sound of Music comes in at number 1, which is a great movie.
Never saw it.
The Battle of Algiers. Dr. Zhivago.
Nope.
Pierrot Le Fou. French New Wave.
Nope.
Repulsion.
Nope.
Alphaville.
Never heard of it.
Darling. Oscar.
Nope.
Juliet of the Spirits.
Nope.
Cat Ballou. And A Patch of Blue.
Nope. I've heard of one of those movies.
2.
That's The Sound of Music, and I never saw it.
Dr. Zhivago? You never heard of that?
Oh, I've heard of True, yes, I've heard of Dr. Zhivago. Who is in that? Is that Marlon Brando?
Let's see.
Or is that the Island of Dr. Moreau? I don't.
Omar Sharif.
I don't know who's in Dr. Zhivago.
Alec Guinness. Julie Christie.
No.
Obi-Wan.
I have heard of him.
You probably haven't seen Star Wars.
I can't say if those movies hold up because I literally never heard of them, except for The Sound of Music and Dr. Zhivago. Okay, now give me the top 10 movies from 1995.
Okay, number 1 we have Heat, which is a fantastic movie.
Awesome, gotta hold up.
It holds up.
And number 2 we got 7.
Holds up.
Nice.
Holds up. Number 3 we have Toy Story, which is wild that that's.
You want to know a little
95.
quick? You want a little trivia on 7? Originally, they tried to get Al Pacino, Gene Hackman, and another actor to play the role that ended up Morgan Freeman. They were worried about Black Cop, White Cop because it would be too akin to like Lethal Weapon and those types of movies that were sort of the buddy cop movies when you had the Black Cop, White Cop movie. And it was Brad Pitt's attempt to move into something where he wasn't just about, hey, look how pretty Brad Pitt is. So, well, trivia. Okay,
Who's in
Toy
all
Story
figures?
holds up. We're 3 for 3.
Yeah, this list is insane. Number 4 is Braveheart.
It holds up. I just watched
Awesome.
it weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 5, Apollo 13 might not hold up as well because of CGI.
And fake,
I remember it being awesome. I don't know if it holds up. I remember it being awesome.
All right, number 6, The Usual Suspects.
Holds up.
I think that holds up.
Absolutely.
You don't think so, Patrick?
I just watched it,
I think it does.
dude. Unless if you don't know the ending, but yeah.
I know that.
Look at these movies we used to put out.
I know, it's insane. Number 7, Casino, banger.
Yes.
Number 8,
Every movie so far, if you said, do you want to watch it tonight, my answer would be yes.
absolutely.
You gonna watch Toy Story?
Yeah, why not?
I think it's a good movie. I just don't think Will would sit there without kids and watch Toy Story.
Which last? Among those I choose to watch, it would be last.
Number 8, Before Sunrise, the Before series. Good movie.
That's the Ethan Hawke movies. I don't think I ever watched any of them. I always heard good things,
Oh, yeah,
but I
those
never
are
watched
good.
them.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some
Emotional.
soup, too.
Number 9,
Hello.
fantastic movie, 12 Monkeys.
I'm doing good, thanks.
Another Brad Pitt.
Hey, what's up?
Probably only saw it
Oh,
once.
so on
You should
Lisa.
rewatch it.
Don't remember it real well.
They redid it though already, and it's really bad.
It's a TV show.
Yeah.
They always ruin the good ones with
Number
sequels
10.
that totally destroy the original meaning. It's so annoying. They've done it with so many good ones. Child's Play. Yeah, exactly. Good example, actually. Okay, I don't have that one out here. I thought I did. We'll just do just for today, yeah? And that's kind of... Is that okay? Can you see and hear me okay? Well, I can't see my screen and myself right now, so hold on, I have to minimize this. Yeah, we have Will Kane playing live. Can you hear him?
Buchanan.
He's live. Yeah, they
Really
just
good
mentioned the
friends
movie we
with
mentioned.
Hunter
Did
S.
you hear it?
Thompson.
They said 12 monkeys.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting relationship.
I was like, are
That's
you
a really
serious?
interesting relationship.
Yeah. They used to drink together.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hunter
No,
S.
it's
Thompson
on,
were a big
YouTube.
fan of the presidency of Donald Trump.
I was gonna do some reading. Oh, you want to keep listening to that? Oh, excuse me.
It's on the fringe, I think.
Go ahead for a
You know.
second. Hold on.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he was I don't think he was like a modern day style type of lefty. 1995, what a banger of a year for movies. I almost feel like we should do this, like where we did like 20 years worth of movies. You just did the top 10 like that, and see, like, A, which year was the best, and B, when it started to go downhill. Because at some point, you're going to read a top 10, and we're all going to be like, oh, it's gotten pretty disappointing. It's going to be like Avengers 2, 3, 4. It's going to be like that, which aren't terrible movies, but it's just
2010.
obviously not the same level of what would you say you think is 2010.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
and then
about
official
right.
Put the over under on when
Yeah.
it all went downhill. Superman 8. That kind of thing. That's going to do it for us today here on Will Kane Country. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Make sure you follow us on Spotify or Apple. We'll see you again next time.
Looks like it's pulling off now. Ooh. Alright, now I can see myself. Alright. I'm good, thanks. How are you? I know, we were just looking at that. Everyone was making jokes about it. Like, if he gets his target, how they get free candy bars for them and their buddies for life. Oh, no, they were just joking about some prisoner supposedly escaped in Philly. So they said sometimes if they can get to a target, if given one, of course they're going back to jail, but yeah, they'll have free candy bars and lots of other good stuff off the commissary for them and their buddies for a while. Might even get special deliveries, yeah. All right, July 21st, page 202. If he gets to the target. Yeah, if they don't get to the target, they go back to prison and no one knows what they're talking about. Richard, let's see, July 21st. Yeah, we're doing it just for today. Someone requested a random from that one. I love this book. It's one of our favorite books. July 21st. Hey, what's up? Missed you. Yeah, you too. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, we're doing a quick reading. Yeah, you in the area. Central Maine, awesome. Beautiful weather today. Oh, at the Central Marina. Oh. Oh, you are in Central Maine? Well, stop messing. They're just messing with me. Cut it out. Hold on. They're fucking with me. Are you in Central Maine? Show me where you're at. Get the New England shrimp. Yeah, it's really good. Nice. That's awesome. All right, page 202, July 21st, man or beast, your choice. Richard Sherrington, the famous 18th century English playwright, is reported to have asked a group of friends one evening, "Are we going to drink like men or beasts?" "Like men, of course," exclaimed the group. "Then we are going to get roaring drunk," commented Sheraton. "For beasts never drink more than they need." No one could ever call an animal a glutton. He eats what he needs and takes no more. On the other hand, the animal never wants to share his food. But man can take more than he needs, or share his food with others. But man can take more than he needs, or share his food with others. He has a choice that the animal does not, because he has a free will. If a man takes more than he needs and becomes a glutton, he loses that freedom and sinks even below the animal. Strive to keep a balance between your needs and those of others. For you were heretofore darkness, but now light is in the Lord. Walk then as children of the light. Oh Jesus, help me to live up to the dignity you expect of me. Caught napping. One day in Lake Charles, Louisiana, the police received a frantic call from an employee in a small department store reporting a stolen cash register. A few minutes later, the police received a second call, this one from the owner of the store. "I stole the cash register myself," he said. "When I entered the store after lunch, I found all the clerks asleep. Then I'd teach them a lesson. Thought that I would teach them a lesson. Needless to say, from that day to this, the embarrassed clerks have never fallen asleep. Most of the trouble in the world today comes from the fact that the good people are asleep on the job while they are concentrating on their own comfort. Those bent on destroying our way of life are wide awake, working constantly. If we were only on the alert as they are, there would be a little cause for fear. Watch ye therefore, for you know not when the Lord of the house cometh. Mark 13:35. I like that one. 1335. 4:8:12:3. Watch ye therefore, for you know not when the Lord of the house cometh. Right. So, in other words, don't just clean the house when you're expecting company. Is that kind of the gist of that? Oh my Jesus, show me that by doing my part to change the world, I can never lose. Sooner or later, on the Connecticut shore is a small, shabby fish and tackle shop. Tacked on the wall as you enter is a sign which has caught the eye of thousands. It reads, "If you swim in sin, you sink in sorrow." You do not have to travel to Connecticut to be warned of this. God is reminding you in 1,000 ways to open your eyes. There is, of course, a constant temptation to think and act as if somehow or other we can violate the laws of God and still avoid any penalties. But sins have a way of catching up with us. We may get away with evil for years, but sooner or later we pay the penalty. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are fornication, uncleanliness, immodesty, luxury, idolatry, witchcrafts, enmities, contentions, emulations, wraths, quarrels, dissensions, sects, envy, sects, sex, envies, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I foretell, as I have also foretold to you, that they who do such things shall not obtain the kingdom of God. Galatians 5:19-21. It's a good one. Oh Lord, let me see all my faults before it is too late. Fear is death, July 24th. One day, according to an old folk tale of Maurice Duhamel, pestilence was spreading towards Baghdad when he overtook a chief's caravan. "Why," asked the Arab chief, "do you hasten to Baghdad?" "To take 5,000 lives," Pestilence replied. Returning from Baghdad, Pestilence again overtook the caravan. "You deceived me," the chief said angrily. "Instead of 5,000 lives, you took 50,000. "Nay," said Pestilence, 5,000 and not one more. It was fear who killed the rest. Today, fear is causing incalculable harm. The fear of being misunderstood, of being criticized, of being hurt, keeps silent many whose voices should be heard. They thereby become an encouragement to the forces of destruction. Millions may die because the talented and able few who could save them are made impotent by fear. In the world you shall have distress, but have confidence. I have overcome the world. John 17:36. I like that one. 8:6:14:5. Oh Jesus, inspire me to always have the courage of my convictions. Make them known, September 29th. Someone recently said that not one person in 100 can recite the Ten Commandments. This would be hard to prove, but it is certainly that the great majority know little about them. The general breakdown in morality increasing on all sides is probably due more to ignorance of God's law than of malice. You can help mankind to avoid the tragedies that result from not knowing basic fundamentals by popularizing the Ten Commandments. Number 1, I am the Lord thy God, thou shalt not have strange gods before me. Don't have false securities, false prophets, people trying to be conniving, do you wrong, shysters, slimy salesmen, witch doctors, and depending on what you think a witch doctor is. Right, I mean, throughout history, witchery or witchcraft being associated to. Right, casting spells, different things. Maybe people putting false beliefs on a special potion that'll heal you. And when some things really do make you feel very good, of course, it's like a magic potion, took all your pain away. It's incredible. Heals your rash. Right, so I mean, throughout history, of course, different associations, and then maybe some people having bad reactions or overdoses to things, that's evil. Well, some say, I mean, it's amazing, incredible, save their lives, evil. Right, so I mean, whatever you want to put to that, yeah, it's a lot of interesting conversations that happen with that, to have that understanding. Right. 2, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Number 3, remember, so does that mean don't say Jesus Christ? Take it in vain. That, I think what that means, like for us, a lot of us kind of, if you want to get to the nitty gritty with those kind of things, thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Yeah, I'm trying to word it properly. Hold on, it'll come to me. Give me a second. Kind of as if anything that goes wrong, you stub your toe. Why did God do this to me? Like, F you, Jesus. God damn it. Why did it do this to me? Right. So maybe that kind of a thing. Right. So if you're angry at somebody else, like a human being, why did they do that? God damn it. Right? It's not as though you're blaming. Because that is God, though, right? I mean, what would be the other one? Some fake figure that doesn't exist. What are you talking about? Right? Think about that. Just to put the blame on anything else. You stubbed your toe because you weren't paying attention. To put the blame on anybody else but yourself. Right, so that makes a lot more sense, right? Right. Number 3. Remember, thou keep holy the Sabbath day. Number 4, honor thy father and thy mother. And also don't take fault when you shouldn't either. If you're in a car accident, you didn't do anything wrong and you just got frickin' blindsided. Right? And then we go a little bit deeper to not put blame onto that person. They were in a hurry, not paying attention, their brakes failed. To not immediately think that was a bad person. I mean, if you hear police sirens and they're running from the police, you might have an inclination, if you survived the crash, to even think about it. Right. Oh, okay, good. Number 4, honor thy father and thy mother. And you shall honor thy father and thy mother. And has a mother. Right, and some people are mother and just father figures. Right, so to honor them. Right, so if I was doing something wrong, or I was following false gods or beliefs, or believing in childish things, or protecting pedophiles not knowing it and they knew it, yeah, I would want them to honor me by shaking the fucking shit out of me and telling me to wake the fuck up. And if I wanted to laugh in their face and tell them they were stupid, I'd tell them they were a stupid fucking piece of shit and I hope they burn in hell. And I'd want them to do the same thing to me. Okay. Right. So yeah, I would want them to honor me in that way if I was so fucking stupid. Yes, I absolutely would. And you should want them to do that too. For your sake and for your children's sake, as if it was your kids being fucked and tortured and people were being blind and fucking stupid, you should want them to honor the mothers and the fathers and the children of Earth who appreciate life. I'm sorry, but this is what's been fucking happening. We've been nicely telling them to wake the fuck up. Anyways, number 5, thou shalt not kill. We've talked about this one before, because many do kill, and it's actually honored and appreciated, right? You have the death penalty. Military people, cops have had to kill people to save lives. So, do they need to feel guilty because they've sinned and gone against one of the commandments? Right, so there's an awareness there where you don't put blame on yourself, but not necessary. Right, so that's why we teach not to use violence and to only, use restraint when necessary, yes. Absolutely, all the force and strength, language, sometimes, you'd rather, use a little bit of tough love, that way than having to physically restrain someone or use physical force. Right, if it comes to that and someone's out of control and they're going to kill other people or they're hurting themselves or they have a weapon, yeah, that's when you appreciate somebody or a police officer taking them the fuck out. Number 6, thou shalt not commit adultery. Number 7, thou shalt not steal. We've talked about all these things. Right, so does someone need to feel guilty because they had relations with someone else while they were in another relationship? Where do you draw the line? It was like a 7-Eleven, dude. Thou shalt not steal. They stole thousands of dollars from an innocent person's bank account. They stole a loaf of bread. Their kids are hungry, and not only am I going to let them take the loaf of bread, I'm going to give them some ham and cheese to go with it. Gallon of milk. Stick of bread. Butter. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. So not that does that only mean to not lie and make things up, but that also means to not have a false witness by covering things up that are true. Right, so when we know what the truth is, and we have a lot of people lying for years, this is already proven. I love when they try to fucking justify it and say it's not true. And when so many people know that it is, we've been telling them that and how it's been being watched and listened to very closely, you nasty fucks. Number 9, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Number 10, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. Holy Spirit, instill in me a desire to make your law known and observed. Underestimate no one. Page 273, and we'll go out with this one. We're going to make some quinoa soup. Herbert was the failure of a flock of racing pigeons in Durham, England. He ate more corn than any of the others, and he had never won a single race. You're welcome, thank you. Yes, I'm getting dry. Not even the little local races. The only thing that saved Herbert was that he was a gift from one of his owner's relatives. No one particular reason, unless it was the hope of losing him for good. Herbert was entered in one of the big contests, the Brussels to Durham annual race. There were 4,500 entries. To the amazement of all, Herbert finished first. It is wise never to underestimate anyone. In God's plan, even the least may be destined to excel all others in some way, at some time. We can never make a mistake by bringing out the best of what is the worst. We can never make a mistake by bringing out the best of what is in the worst. On the other hand, we can make a tragic mistake by dismissing anyone as hopeless. And many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Matthew 19:30.